I'm curious to see what you have to say about the trailing stop loss.
Yeah, it's a good feature actually. I've been using it a lot. There's always a saying like let your runners run because there's a lot of gains that you could be missing. The higher it goes, the higher my stop loss goes, and I could literally just walk away.
Good morning, TradeLocker.
We didn't talk for like 2 months, man.
Yeah, I was on vacation for almost, I'd say half of May.
Wow.
So you told me to get on, but I literally didn't have much to talk about. Like I remember last time we came on for April, it wasn't my best month. I actually like pretty much broke even. I think I might have made a little bit of money, but I'll call it break even.
I remember.
And then May, I was keeping it really light, just getting back into the groove, seeing how the market was. It was actually not, I didn't like how trading was during most of May. Like, let's just go to the 4 hour. We'll see how May looks.
So maybe that vacation helped you get on track.
Yeah. So honestly, that was about to say that, like, let's say if you have a bias, I don't know why it's not loading. Okay. In the market, right? And it's not going your way. I suggest taking a break. Like, it just happened that that break was at the right time.
Wow.
But, like if you have like a long losing streak of, I would say even like 3, 4 days in a row, I think you should like 5 days, like one week. If you lost every day, I think you shouldn't even trade maybe for at least 2 days minimum. Because what happens is you're gonna start trying to chase your losses, and it's always like a really bad outcome. Because like, oh, let's say you lost $1,000 for the week. Next week, like, look, I need to make this much money back, and I need to make more. And then you start sizing up, you start taking trades you don't like, or that were never part of your playbook, and it just never works out. Like I've had that definitely. I was trying to rush a trade, and and then when you come back, because like let's say like what was happening was in May, market came back to like a pretty good level right around here. I was actually trying to short this whole ride up. Actually, kind of there's areas where I was definitely making money, but then I'd lose it. And if I kept doing that, I like what's it called? This thing just kept ripping. This is actually when I stopped trading around like a halfway part. Market just went crazy, and it still has been just been a massive bull run ever since.
Yeah.
And I came back pretty much like June 1st, and maybe a little bit before that. And then I've been catching a lot of these moves actually. Like this whole move I caught, I've been doing really well since June 1st. Like I'm back on track making what I used to make, even slightly more sometimes. I have this demo account because I wanted to play some trades to show the trailing stop loss, but I think that's a good feature you guys have.
Sorry to
Huh?
interrupt, but I saw. I'm following your journey on Instagram. So guys, if you want to, please feel free to follow Alex. His nickname is the same. Instagram handle is the same as his nickname. So
Yeah,
what I saw in the past couple of weeks, I saw you've been generating even bigger wins than you did before.
yeah. So I've been using some of the funded accounts and pretty much matching the same trades I take on my live, and it's been working really well. It's like lower risk, a way to make the same amount of money or more that I was like. And I use futures. I also have been using Funder Pro, and I just match the same trades I take, and I close them at the same time, or I'll take them with bigger size on there, and I'll just match with my. There's another one, Apex and Top Step. They're futures, but I only trade indices, so it's the same thing. Just the quotes are a little different, and it's nice. Like I should be using like a copy trader, but I just manually do it.
If I can jump in a little bit and ask you something, then this is actually for everybody here. So if you want to, you can answer in the chats. I have a question. So I talked to I don't know if you guys went on the Ask Me Anything session with our founders, but there was also Luca, our head of product. And what Luca is
Yes.
actually doing is he's in constant communication with us and the community team and trying to figure out what are the next features or which features need some updates or something that is coming from the community. And then we were also talking about including something that can impact or react to your psychological aspects of trading. So what I saw here when I'm listening to you, and when you say that you needed to take a break, and then you started generating more money, you became more concentrated or whatever, and you said, let's say you'll be losing for 5 days straight, then you definitely need to take a break. And I remember Coach is also here. I see him in the comments when he was talking about his big losing streak like he had in April, I believe. And, other guys and girls that have been here on the auditorium talking about it. What would you think if TradeLocker implemented a feature where you've been on significant losing streak? Let's say the platform tracks how many trades you take a day. Let's say you take 3 trades a day.
Like a lockout feature.
Maybe something like a lockout. So let's say you've been losing for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Great. And then on the 5th day, you started trading, and then you trade three trades, and then you move on to the 4th and 5th and 6th, and the platform just doesn't lock you out, but maybe it just tells you, it might be a good time to rest or stop.
Yeah, I think that's a great feature, actually. I know TopStep does this. Well, they kind of they make it so you could just lock yourself out whenever you want.
Yeah,
So if you're up $1,000, you just hit the lock button, you stop trading for the rest of the day, and it won't let you until the next day. Or if you're down a lot, you just press the button.
But you can always change that, right?
What do you mean?
You can change the duration of the lockout. You can say, lock me out after...
Oh, maybe. I haven't used it, but I know other people have. Yeah, I guess maybe, you could probably change it a few hours or even one day.
If somebody here in the audience has some ideas or has used this feature somewhere else, please write in the comments or say if you like it or not. But we can talk about that sometime later. I'm curious to see what you have to say about the trailing stop loss.
Yeah, one second. Yeah, so the trailing stop loss, it's a good feature, actually. I've been using it a lot this week, especially, let me go here. What was the 12th? That was 2 days ago, right? So this week we've had a pretty big run up where the markets have just been pushing and pushing. And where is it, 10? Yeah, so I was buying around here, I bought this area, and most of the time when I trade, right, is I know I see this with other people too, is especially in trending markets, up or down, you tend to close out early, your whole position. And there's always a saying let your runners run, because there's a lot of gains that you could be missing. And, when you keep looking at the screen, it's going, let's say I hit a buy right here, right? Just do it. Trade goes all the way up to here, right? And then it starts coming back down. You get scared and you just close it out. And then guess what happens? It bounces and it just keeps going higher and higher and higher, to 7, all the way up to here. And you missed out on potential gains, right? Just because you got scared, right? And you didn't want to lose profit. That's why I like about this is TradeLocker, they added this thing called trail stop. So you just hit trail and you can literally just move the trade. So let's say I put it here, which is 20 points roughly from my entry. So now when this goes up, this will follow it. And the higher it goes, the higher my stop loss goes. And I can literally just walk away. I normally do this after I've already taken trim. So let's add a 0.05. It goes to my target, which is here, 19,580. I'll trim I'll take out 0.03 lots of my position. So I'll have 0.02 left. Then I'll turn the trailing stop loss to the last support, which is here. And I'll let it just go. I'll leave. I can literally just walk away. I don't have to monitor the position at all anymore. I could go on about my day. Before I'd be waiting hours, just staring at the screen, wasting a lot of time. I could just do anything I want now. And this feature is actually really nice. You can maximize your gains. I'm still playing around with the level where I want it, but it definitely, I've been seeing my targets way higher, which is nicer. I've been pushing my trades a lot longer, seeing gains way more, and it's cool. You guys should try it out. Definitely think it's worth it, especially because when you take trades, you should be taking partial profits. I see a lot of people, they go full size and they hold the full size to topper, and that's not a good idea, because if never, let's say my target's here, 16,640. If I have 0.05, I should be taking 25% of my position off here, another 25% here, and then 25, and then letting the rest go. Or maybe, whatever you want, but you should be splitting it up and taking size off as you go. So you're taking risk off and profit, because in case the trade reverses, if it goes back to your stop loss, I like doing break-even stops. So if it goes back, I've still gained money. And the trailing stop loss helps because they'll just keep following the trade. And, let's say the trade goes to 1650, my stop will be here now, and I'll just walk away. It's nice. Try it out.
Thank you.
Look, actually, this trade is green right now, so let's just I'll just put it to pretty much break even. It's probably gonna get tagged, but let's put 30.95. This one.
So after you took a break, So after you took a break, you started trading, like you said, June 1st. How much approximately are you generating now daily?
Few thousand. Well, on my personal, like back to what I normally do, like $700 to $1,000 a day. I have these other ones that I can make like $400 or $500 on each of those accounts, so it's a decent amount of money. Yeah,
It's definitely
yeah. That's why I say definitely take breaks. They help you come back. I definitely when I first started, right when I came back, it got tagged, but when I came back, I wasn't full size. I slowly got in. Like instead of, let's say, my full size is 0.10. I started 0.05, or my full size like a 0.20. I started with a 0.05, then I had a zero point 0.1 every day. I got a 0.05 every day. I was making gains. So,
wow.
and then now I'm back to full size actually. And yeah, just been doing, like I'm on a good streak. I'm gonna hopefully keep this streak. And if there's always times where you start losing a bit, and just come back with a little bit smaller size and work your way up again. Because the goal is to survive. Definitely, this game is about longevity. So the people who can keep capital the longest are gonna win. Through really bad markets and through good ones.
Well, I'm glad you
Yep.
take a break.
I think I'm gonna talk about. Should I talk about what I was gonna talk about NAS 100 and SPX today.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's loading. Yeah, it's not loading. All right, it's good. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about what I think might happen today, or how I draw my levels or to take trades. So I look for support and resistances, and I see one here, but it's 500 points lower. But if it ever does come down here, I'd look to take a bounce here, or around this area is a good spot as well. This you can try shorting. I'm not a big fan of shorting all-time highs. I was doing that a lot like in May or April, and I was getting burnt by it. And I realized like there's no point in trying to short all-time high because it's just gonna keep grinding up. So you can try. If it breaks the all-time high, don't look for shorts anything above 16,680. I would suggest taking pullbacks on longs, and I like to use like the EMA to identify trend. So like the 9 and the 21 are really good indicators. So I'll just change this one to 21 EMA, and then I like making this one yellow. So, and then I like making this one, oh, it's just not working. All right, whatever. On the 5 minute, they're really good for that. So actually during this run up, let's say here, you wanted to get a breakout above this level, right? Most people would try take it right here because it broke out, it'd fail. What I like to do is, I wait for it to break out, come back, and then I'll just bounce on one of these lines. So right now the 9 is doing really well. So I'll take the long on the pullback. It's called a break and retest pretty much, but I'll use a 9 EMA as confirmation. You see that we're clearly going up with the following these lines. So you can keep doing the long until it breaks this level. So broke here, so this is not a bad spot to sell. Or you can use a 21 EMA. If it breaks a 21, trend is like done. So those two are good for identifying trend. We're in a crazy bull run right now, so these two have been really helpful for that. And yeah, just long pullbacks. We've got these levels. If it breaks above this, go long. Just wait for 9 EMA or 21 EMA. It's a very simple strategy and it works. It's been making good money. You can try shorting. Here's not a bad level, this area, but you got to keep your wrist tight. Don't keep adding to your position if you know you lost. So like you could try shorting like here, 650, and then above this line, you lost. That's the all-time high. So don't try shorting then. This is a good bounce level, but you can also use this as a shorting spot. If it breaks below here, 19,480, you can take shorts all the way to here, and then there's a gap actually that needs to get filled. So I like doing gap plays. So there's a chance it could fill this gap and come all the way down to 19,250. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if I have anything else. Oh, how do you handle gaps? Yeah, I most of the time don't trade gaps because I think NAS 100 is not the best for gap trading. I like to use NQ for that, but to each their own. Like right now, I don't think I would go for this gap trade. We're in a really strong bull market, and going short for a huge play like that, it's not my strategy. If it's like a smaller gap, I'll try to play those, but right now it's not good for trading a gap. Another thing I want to talk about is trading with Confluence. So I like using SPX 500 and NAS 100. Can you look at two charts on the same time on here? No.
Right now, no, but we are definitely working on developing that in the
Yeah.
month or so, something like that.
So let's say we're trading intraday here, right? And you see that I would have both these charts open side by side. And we're looking at NAS 100, and we're trading NAS 100, and we're looking at ASX 500. And if you see, I actually took this trade, funny enough, I think, what's today's date? Today's the 13th, the 14th. If you line them up, this is around 1050 and this is around 1050. I took this trade on on NAS 100, and I saw that if SPX is bouncing and NQ is also bouncing at the same time, there's a good chance NAS 100 will also bounce at the same time. So if you see it break a low of the day, let's say the low is right here and it breaks that, and NAS 100 doesn't, NAS 100 is probably the stronger index, and it's a better long opportunity if you want to play like bounce and reclaim. I have a written up somewhere, but I'll find it for that. It's a good strategy using both those indices as pairs. If you see one of them break high of day, the other is most likely going to follow, and you could also long that too.
Guys, if you have any questions, write them in the comment section.
I don't look at gold. I don't trade gold, sorry. Yeah, anyone have questions?
Was Alex clear? If Alex was clear, write clear in your own language from your country. But I think you were clear like you did all the other sessions.
Actually, that long, funny enough, that trailing stop I put was a little too early. Normally I'd wait. So now I bought it at like 40, right? 39.85. Now the trade's at 560. I would put the trailing stop loss at break even and then just like leave, let it go. How do you handle news? Don't trade news. That's how you handle it. Wait for the reaction, have levels, don't trade. If let's say news is at 9:30 a.m., don't trade until 9:35 or 9:40 even. Don't trade.
You skipped a question. What's a major component you use to set up a move?
What's major can you use to set up a move? What do you mean by that? Like, to take a trade? Pretty much this. I make lines on the charts, very basic, but yeah, I get major levels of demand or resistance, supply, which is support and resistance, same name. And, I'll play those. I'll go on the daily chart. I'll start on the daily, right? Then I will go to the 4 hour. I'll look for a chart, area there. You can use one of these areas too. This is a good spot. Then I go into the 1 hour. I look for levels there. That's pretty much it. It's a very simple strategy, but it's been working. I see a lot of people use a lot of other techniques. If it works for you, do that. But I like keeping my charts clean and just trading like that. Because when I start adding a lot more indicators and drawing like random trend lines, I start doing bad. What do you say? Yeah, so definitely psychology is a big factor, and that means trading with lower size. I think that is probably one of the best things you can do until you build your account up. Then you can start risking more. Because what happens is people with like $1,000 account just go full size into one trade and blow it up. And like if you go lower size, like even at 0.01, and you lose $40, let's say. For $1,000 account, that's not too crazy. But when you start using a 0.05 or 0.10 and you lose $200 in one trade, that means you only have 5 bullets. That means you can literally only trade 4 more times if you lost that one time, if you're losing $200 a trade. So you need a decent amount of capital, and you have to keep your losses correlating with that size of the account. So if you lose $40 on a $1,000 account, like you can theoretically lose 10 times before. 20 times before you lose your balance. What kind of things do you keep yourself disciplined? So consistent win streak. So have a profit goal, profit stop loss. So if let's say my goal is $1,000 a day, my stop loss should be a maximum of $1,000 a day. So if I make 1,000, don't try and go for more money. Like I remember when I was new, I'd make $500 and I'm like, I'm on a heater. I'm going to keep going. I get it to like $750 and I'm like, I'm going to go for $1,000 now. And then boom, you lose it all. Now you walk away with like $200 on the day, or even like you might turn out red even. And then the same thing goes with the maximum loss. Don't lose more than your biggest win, your average win, because if you lose 2,000 in a day and you make 1,000, that means you need to win 2 more days to come back to whatever you just lost. Or if you lose even 5,000, I'll go even smaller terms. If you make $100 a day and you lose 500, now it takes 5 days of winnings to come back. And remember, there's only 20 trading days in a month. If you're trading indices or stuff, if you're trading crypto, it's 30, but.
And there's no way you can come back in one day.
You can, but like, it's a gamble. It's like we're trying to win a lotto, If you are trying to get it back in one day, you're using insane amount of size based on your count and you're taking on unnecessary risk.
Yeah. Well, if that's it, I don't see any more questions. Alex, short and sweet, like always. I'm glad you came back, man. And maybe this
Yeah.
is the advice for today. Sometimes, guys, if you're on a losing streak, maybe it's time to take a break. Not 2 weeks like Alex did, but maybe a day or 2 days, something like that. So,
Yeah, take few days off, like if you lose 3 days in a row, it's a Monday, you lost from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just take off Thursday and Friday, Most retail traders lose Friday anyway. So and yeah, just take those 2 days off. The market's there. It's not like it's gonna close anytime soon.
yeah, I dropped your Instagram again here. You can, guys, follow Alex's journey over there, and you can also go into his Discord over there and talk about trade.
Oh, my Twitter too.
Twitter, yeah, put up your Twitter as well.
I put some.
Yeah, all right. If you have anything else to say,
No, that's pretty much it, guys. Good luck. Hope everyone does well today.
yep.
I know it's Friday. Don't be on the screen all day.
Thank you, guys, for joining in. Have a
See
good
ya.
weekend, and talk to you next week about the big announcement from TradeLocker. Enjoy.
Okay. Have a good day.